My name is Terry Devitt. I am the Director of Research Communications for the University of Wisconsin-Madison. I am a science writer here, which means that I spend my days bothering scientists, making them tell me what they do, and then encoding that information in language that the uninitiated, that essentially mass audiences can understand. The first thing to realize when you're trying to convey complicated scientific information to people who may not know about your work is to figure out what is your most important message. What is it about my work that I need to convey to this person or this group of people in order for them to understand my work, why it's important, and how it fits into the context of the larger world. Those are very, very important things to think about before you engage in any kind of communication activity. Message is something that you should spend some time thinking about. Typically, in any bit of scientific research that I'm reporting, there are usually discrete findings, but those findings fit into some kind of context, some kind of meaning for the larger world. And thinking about not only your message, but the context in which it rests will make your message much more effective. The best scientists that I know are the best communicators. I'll give an example. Sean Carroll is a molecular biologist on this campus. He's one of the top evolutionary biologists in the world. And he has, in recent years, become a popularizer of science and has written 2 books, one on evolution and one on natural selection, for lay audiences in an effort to explain evolution and natural selection and why it's so central to all of modern biology. And Sean is a gifted communicator. He is just an outstanding communicator. When one of my first experiences with Sean was when he was named a Howard Hughes Medical Institute investigator here, which is a terrific distinction because it comes with lots of money. And they pay for your lab, they pay for all the people that work in your lab, and they pay all the bills in the lab. And he described it to me as the scientific equivalent of having Ed McMahon on his doorstep with the big check. And, you know, and I couldn't write that down fast enough. And that really, you know, captured it in a nutshell exactly what had transpired in his lab, and how it transformed his lab. It's easy, very easy for scientists to get bogged down in the details of their work because science today is so parsed, it is so specialized that scientists are lost in details all the time. More recently, I was working with a scientist, a biochemist here, who was telling me about the discovery of an enzyme. And he traced for me all of the molecular pathways for this enzyme, and told me about all of its biochemical functions and all of its molecular workings. And after about an hour lecture, perhaps I understood about 10% of what he said. But at the end, he said, oh, and this enzyme is very important in terms of oxidative stress. It has potential therapeutic application for treating strokes and heart attacks, and it could one day even be used in theory to prevent Alzheimer's disease. Well, you know, that's huge. That's really important, and that's the kind of thing that, as a science communicator, I will start with, is sort of that big picture. Why should we care about this? What is the finding? Why is it important? And then I will move down progressively from there, explaining the steps of the research, why they undertook it, how they arrived at their results, and then try to place that in some kind of larger context so that it has meaning for the rest of the world. Another individual on this campus who's an excellent communicator is Jamie Thompson, who is considered by many to be the father of stem cell research. And Jamie is a very, very good communicator. He is able to explain his work clearly, succinctly, without jargon, and put it into context, including the contexts of ethics that impinge on his work, and he's very good at it. And so whenever I come away from a meeting with him, I have a very good idea, not only about the science at hand, but where it fits in terms of the larger picture of knowledge and how that might be controversial, or how it may have ethical implications, or how it may have potentially therapeutic implications down the line. So science has a lot of important information to convey, and conveying it with enthusiasm is a gift that many scientists have. If I come away excited about a talk with a professor, I know that it's somebody that really deeply cares about their work, and they're able to convey that same enthusiasm to me. And it helps me get a better understanding and appreciation for their work and their accomplishments. And that's the bottom line. That's all those of us in the wider world, those of us who are uninitiated into science, really want to know. We want to know what's going on in the lab and why we should care about it. And developing a message, avoiding the jargon, providing the context, and doing that with a little bit of enthusiasm will go a long way.